Does he have it?
Medeiros is going to get it.
They're going to toss it. They haven't got it.
He's on the outside line though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly, Miller's still start trouble. He's not a second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it. Big Barry!
With many of the titles already decided, there are still battles to be concluded here at the final round of the NARS Virtual Modern Sports Car Championship, as our final stop on this tour means that we are at VIR for what is going to be hopefully a very exciting 90-minute encounter with all classes set to take their part in this story that needs to be played out. Hello everybody, welcome along to the broadcast. You join myself, Alex Goldschmidt, James Parfitt and Ross Smith. And with that in mind, first of all, let's get through the usual bit of housekeeping. So VIR, the calendar itself has been quite lengthy as we started back in January of this year at Daytona. Then we headed to Long Beach in late February. Middle of March, we headed to Sebring, followed by a trip to Monterey in California, to Laguna Seca. Then it was Detroit, which did upset the apple cart, so to speak, this season. Then Watkins Glen, Mosport, Road America, Indianapolis, Road Atlanta last time out, and VIR sets the scene for tonight's battleground. The circuit itself has been around since 1957, measures just under 3.3 miles, and is a very, very fast circuit, but also very technical in its application. More to the point, you also have to look at how the championships have ended up coming into this final round of the season. So first of all, let's take a look at the Hypercar standings. And with the Hypercar, well, Troy Uyen has secured the title, mainly because of the fact of Ben Kesby having taken 4 wins this season, as did Troy, but has not been around since Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Gilles Lalonde has an opportunity to go for P2 in the championship. There's an outside chance for John Mayer and Johnny Gutierrez, who ran at the top 5. Jerry Chen, Brian Hall, Ege Kanabasak. Big news with regards to Daniel Kirby. He likes to change his cars more than people like to change their wallpaper. So all the points that he's had this season have been excluded because of the changes of cars. Sahil Mustak and Mike Bell round out the top 11 that have all scored points this season. Hypercar Am means that Lanny Hall has secured the title with 1 round to go on 231 points. Norm Graf still looking very strong as always in the Aston Martin Valkyrie. Has Carl Strahal just behind him in P3. Adrian Rice, Oliver Day, Scarpo, Philippe Ducati and Diego Rodriguez have all scored points at some point during this season. Then we go to LMP2. Well, Alec King, the way that he's swept the board this season, 8 wins out of 9, means that he's clinched the title with 1 round to go quite easily. JT Tammy, Luciano Chiazzo and Michael Locke round out your top 4 ahead of Tucker Martin, Preston McNair, Micah Dawn, Cole McMillan, Becky Ely-Clark and Tom Lane having rounded out the top 10, with the standings rounded out by Josh McGlinskey et al. Ryan Paulbert Reyes, who will not be joining us in GT3. He's already wrapped up the GT3 Pro side of things. by over 35 points coming into this final round of the season. Alan Holden still has a very, very good chance of securing that second place in the Ferrari 296. James Walker, Matthew Overton, and Eric Jacobs round out the top 5. Eugene Major, William Schlichting, Dave Coors, Daniel Kent, and Don Fryman have all scored points this season. And then last but by certainly no means least, we go to the LMGT3 AMS, and it's still up for grabs. Stephen Miller just 2 points ahead of Alexander McQuarrie. Max Dunlap, who unfortunately at Road Atlanta did retire from the race after an accident. That has put him on the back foot, but still gives him a chance. Paul Libertson and David Anderson round at the top 5. James Bowders, Olivier Gervais, Tom Nastella and Frank Radosti round out the point scorers so far this season. Then we go to the team side of things, and Shade Tree Motorsports LMP2 have wrapped it up pretty convincingly with enough points to keep them at a window where Dark Thunder Racing GT3 can't take the title from them here tonight. LSD Motorsport GT3, Weiss Racing GT3, TP Performance by STM LMP2 round at your top 5, with Ram Ranch by STM. Spin Doctors Racing round out the top 7. So with that in mind, we are currently underway about halfway through the warm-up, and let's have a look at the keys to race. Patience through the S's. It is flat. You can't really overtake there. You've got to get your elbows out a little bit here as well, to be truthful, at this circuit, and also pass on the straights. The biggest straight that we've got is from Oak Tree to Roller Coaster, and that is going to be quite crucial. Fuel will be 2x. Then we've got also GTs. We'll be looking at the medium compound tyre, 30 to 35 minutes per stint, 2 stops maximum. Hypercars, 20 to 24 minutes per stint, so you're probably looking at about 3 to 4 stops. And they can select from the medium or the hard compound tyres. And with that in mind, Mr. Parfit, Mr. Smith, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
All good. Well, gents, it's been a pretty rocky roller coaster this season in NARS, hasn't it?
It definitely has. It's going to be an exciting one here, though. And I'm going to see how they're going to handle that S's section. Let's see what happens. The optimism is that they're all going to get through cleanly. The reality is, and I don't know how Mr. Smith feels about this, but we may end up having some dramas.
And with that in mind, Ross,
yes,
over to you on that one.
Thank you guys for having me here. Great evening. Final championship race of the season. It's a great track. Love VIR. And if the Porsche Cup of last week during the NARS support race is anything to go by, it's going to be a heck of a show. They had such close racing. Paul Ibbotson was up there duking it out with some of the top names. JT Taman was up in there too. And there was an unfortunate incident. One of the drivers lost actually going through the roller coaster section, caught one of the tire walls, and ended up just becoming completely stopped on the track. Massive accident. And all before that, there was probably about 10 to 15 laps straight of just jockeying back and forth as some of the slower drivers who were up in front, this is a reverse grid race, by the way, ended up becoming corks in the bottle. And I have a feeling that we're going to see, hopefully not the accident side of things, but a lot of similar action tonight as we see some of the drivers in the slower classes, the GT3, holding up some of those prototypes and creating similar situations where you get desperate dives and lots of good battling up and down the field.
Yeah, well, the other thing that we've got to do with regards to housekeeping, penalties to be served this race, and there's 3 from Road Atlanta. Norm Graff's got a drive-through. Stephen Miller's got a stop and hold plus 15, and big naughty step trip for Matthew Overton, stop and hold plus 40, which is, and he said, we were talking to him before we went live, and he said, I've got the pole, I'm behind some LMGT3 amps, and I've got to stop and hold in 40 seconds. It's like he was really, really excited about the penalty more than he was about getting pole in the class, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think from his point of view, though, because he got the pole, and then he's going to lose the pole effectively because he's got to go in and serve the penalty. So for him, it's a catch-22. It's a yay, I've got pole, and oh boo, I've got a penalty because he was a naughty boy. So there you go. Quite easy, Matty Overton. Don't be naughty.
Yeah, there is. I've noticed that we've got no well, have we got Ben Kesby on the grid tonight? No, we haven't. Brian Hall is not, is MIA. Eric Jacobs has got to drive through. He's got to serve tonight in the number 24 Aston Martin GT3 Evo. And Diego Rodriguez, who we haven't seen for quite a time, also has an outstanding drive through. But I think now with a lot of the titles already secured, Ross, this gives the drivers a little bit less pressure, apart from if the fact that they're in LMGT3 AM.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, and you can see it all up and down the field. There are still a few close battles, maybe not for the top position, but certainly on the last parts of the podium step. And this is going to be one of those races where everyone can just kind of let their hair down, have a lot of fun. You know, there's whatever you get, you know, you're not worrying about affecting an upcoming race. These penalties, they don't transfer since the season. I've seen that with some other leagues, which boggles my mind, but you know, they don't really have to worry too much. Obviously, if they do something egregious, it'll be applied to this race. But if your position is secured, I think some of the drivers are going to feel a little bit more emboldened to go for it. You know, they're not going to necessarily try and take one another out, but they're going to try and be a little bit more racy. You know, they don't have to hold the cars to their chest so closely anymore. It's just going to be an all-out run to the end.
I think also one of the other dynamics I'm looking forward to, of course, we've got Alec King on our screen. Now, JP, this man has been a whirling dervish in the LMP2 class, 8 wins out of 9, apart from obviously the trip to Laguna Seca where he binned it at turn 6 quite spectacularly. I'm going to be interested to see how he measures up to the hypercars, because it is going to be quite tight going through left hook and then into Snake and then into South Bend, because that bit is where he could really be right up close and personal with a lot of the hypercars.
Yeah, and the problem is he's got the pace to do that. You know what I mean? I think that's the thing for Alec King. It's you almost, obviously we've seen him in a hypercar with season 1 that we covered in ours. Obviously he's in the LMP2 for this season. He's got the pace. The question is can he hold himself? You know, I think the problem is for Alec is obviously being that real world racing driver that he is. He's got to remember he's not in real world racing. And there are times he gets himself in his own little dramas, partly because he gets himself in his own little head. And before you know it, he's having dramas all over the place. And Ross, you can laugh, but you know it's true. Where he gets himself caught up in silly positions because he's done something that normally in the real world he'll get away with, but unfortunately in our sim racing world with the mix of abilities that aren't real world drivers, he don't get away with it, and he ends up getting himself in some deep trouble.
Yeah, he actually had that happen, James, in real life when he was running his Miata for the final round at Daytona. It was the last lap of the race. He would have had a perfect season, wins all up and down each round, and he just got caught up in a little bit of a mess. Fortunately, you know, it wasn't of his own doing. It was just happenstance. Everybody caught some oil, but it just seems the luck of the draw. He can't help himself. Just something happens to him, and it just winds up. That's how the season goes.
Exactly. He just needs to remember that not to get himself caught in trouble. But the problem is they've got S's, and I really cannot see the rundown from turn 5 through the Snake, Alex, down into the Oak Tree going well for some of these people.
All I'm going to say is it's going to be messy.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's all I can say. I mean, there's also there's another set of standings that we haven't shown on your screens, folks, but it is the In the Groove Trophy standings at the moment. JT Tammy is actually leading that with 61 to his credit. Alec King, 57. Then we've got Overton, Kirby, Troy Uyan rounding out the top 5 in there. So this is basically like the bragging rights for solid and consistent driving. And we have seen there has been consistency from Alec King, but JT Tammy, in some of the rounds, he's been a lot more consistent in terms of lap time and being patient, I think is the word. And that's patience is not necessarily in a driver's virtue, let's say, especially around here at VIR, because the other thing that we're going to have to contend with very, very early in this race, folks, is the back marker traffic situation. And that is going to make the race even messier than we've probably seen earlier on this season.
And that's the problem. When you put this multi-class together, you always have that back marker problem. The question is how quick are they going to catch them? Normally within 5 laps.
Yeah.
And whether or not that's going to be the same kind of consistency we've seen all season, it's going to be something, you know, is something we're going to have to wait and see and find out. But hopefully they should be gridded up very, very shortly, and then we'll bring you up the starting order.
Yeah, so not too long to go until we get underway with 90 minutes of VIR, our final round of the 2025 NARS Modern Sports Car Championship. And a big thank you to everyone that has watched along, both on the JP Broadcasting Network and also Champion Sim Racing over the course of the season. But yeah, I mean, the good thing is that I'm really looking forward to seeing how Ryan Paul Reyes gets on in the Porsche 963, so he'll be running as a Hypercar AM in the 005, but it looks like they are getting cars onto the grid. So let's take you through the starting order for the final round of the Virtual Modern Sports Car Championship. Dan Kirby and Choi Uyen will be on the front row. Kirby going in the Ferrari 499P this time. Ryan Paul Reyes qualifies P3 ahead of Johnny Gutierrez. Jerry Chen and John Mayer round out the top 3 rows with Gilles Lalonde and Adrian Rice in the lovely HRC liveried Acura, number 49. Rounding out the top 10 will be Norm Graff and Alec King. Lanny Hall and JT Tammy will complete row number 6.
It will catch up, I promise.
Row 7, Michael Locke and Paul Ibbotson, as Max Sunderlap and Alexander McQuarrie round out row 8, as the drivers will now be on their pace lap. Matthew Overton and Stephen Miller round out the 9th row. Completing the top 20 will be Eric Jacobs and Alan Holden. Row 11 will be James Bowders and Tom Nacella, with Olivier Gervais and Brian Hall in the number 43 Caddy. I think that is your grid, folks. So VIR, Ross, not easy for the drivers to contend with. I mean, Brian Hall's got a big old mountain to climb from right at the back of the field. But that could be also a bit of a double-edged sword, so to speak, for the GT3s in front of him.
Yeah, 100%. It's
Why
it's
hasn't he gone
never
through,
easy,
Ross?
this track.
Sorry, I'm going to interrupt there. Why hasn't he gone through and joined the back of the hypercars?
Probably waiting for the long straight, just so that way there isn't, because I mean, obviously you have the S's there, which in the best of times is difficult to get around cars, and you can even see on the formation lap before hitching some dirt. So he's probably just playing it safe. I'm sure Matthew's probably giving him a bit of heads up, saying like, hey, you know, there's plenty of time. Wait until we come around and get to you know, where the tree used to be, and then you can go ahead and sling on by them. But yeah, he'll get up there. He'll be all right.
Okay.
Well, I think the jury's not quite out on that one just yet, as we are T-minus 60 seconds and counting until we go green for the final time for the season here in 2025. LMGT3 AM yet to be decided, and it comes down to the final battle here at VIR as we wait patiently as they will make their way through the final few parts of the and well, there we go. Brian Hall on cue, slingshot engaged.
Straight through. He's got a bit of a catch up though.
Yeah, well, I was just hoping he wasn't going to plough his way into one of the LMP3 cars, because we've got Alec King, JT Tammy and Michael Locke battling it out for the W here this evening, and there is the number 050 Ferrari 499P, piloted by Mr. Daniel Kirby, whose trend seems to be of being stealth black. Right, okay, for the final time this season, this championship is now going to be under green flag conditions very, very shortly, as Daniel Kirby will lead the field. So we've got a yellow out in sector 3, but it is going to be the case as once we get the nod, it is going to be green this time, and Daniel Kirby already gets the jump. Ryan Paul Reyes showed his nose to Troy Uyen going into turn 1 at the horseshoe as the hypercars get underway, and someone's already had a little bit of an off. I think that might have been the anchor of Adrian Rice, who's just had a bit of a tank slapper in the Acura. meantime, Alec King leads the way in LMP2. And then, well, the LMGT3 field is actually being led by an AM, and that is Vice Racing's Paul Ibbotson in the Porsche 911 992 GT3R. And he's got Max Dunlap and Alexander McQuarrie behind them. And then Matthew Overton leads the LMGT3 division, but he's got a stop and hold penalty. So he's going to have to stay on the naughty step for a little bit of time, but then have to try and claw that back. But Ibbotson already opening up a gap over Sunderland to the tune of about 0.7 of a second.
Look at Kirby. 2 seconds already.
Huge gap.
Cool. That Ferrari ain't hanging about.
Yeah,
I mean,
but it's in the hands of the man that changes cars every single week and is practically an Iceman himself. He's 1.8 seconds out in front at the moment. Paulbert Reyes leading the field in the Hypercar AMS, and he is literally about 4 seconds, I think he is, ahead of Norm Graff, with Alec King in the LMP2. Paul Ibbotson GT3, Matty Overton, of course, has got his drive-through coming up, so it's going to be an interesting one as well, and we'll see how they get on. It's going to be exciting.
He's just serving his drive-through penalty, so that will be quickly expedited. And Matthew Overton still out there at the minute. Yeah, I think he's going to leave it as long as he possibly can, as he's got a nearly 3-second gap over Alan Holden in terms of the LMGT3 side of things. But yeah, to have that initial lead after just the opening lap, I mean, that's no surprise, Ross, because we know what Mr. Kirby's like. It's like the 499P has become his new plaything.
Yeah, I mean, Dan Kirby, obviously, we've talked before, he's on the Storm Gang simulation testing team, so he has intimate knowledge of how these cars are and what they want to do, how they behave, on top of just his own experience in a real racing car. He knows how to put it through its paces, and I think he's doing a little bit of show-off. Like I said, it's the final race of the season. He obviously has nothing to lose. He's just going to go out there and have some fun. You know, maybe he's not doing as much to conserve things right now, and he's just trying to see what can this car do. Now, I say that he is putting a bit of a gap on Troy Uyan, but it's not too huge just yet. I mean, 3 seconds, yeah, it's pretty good. But Troy, you know, he's doing a fairly decent job of not letting it get too far away. But of course, we'll see how this goes after the next 5 or 6 laps. As we see Adrian Rice there.
So he's brought out the here's the Champion Motorsports replay. So, well, this is through the roller coaster, and he had a look. Oh, dearie me! Now he tagged the back of Brian Hall, I believe.
Yeah, he did.
Oh dear.
I think that's a mixture of braking points, that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't exactly a small hit either.
No, it definitely was not. Fortunately.
Unloaded corner there.
I think the problem is the guy behind's got to be aware of the fact that, you know, that everybody doesn't brake the same, and unfortunately he wasn't quite aware there. Alan Holden leading the GT3 Pros with Eric Jacobs not too far behind him. Matty Overton's got in pit lane. He's done his. Stephen Miller is in pit lane as well. Of course, stop and hold 15. Matty stop and hold 40. Stephen Miller's going to have a tough job now because he was battling away in the GT3 AMS with Alexander McQuarrie. Alex is in 3rd overall, and Stephen's right at the back. So, unfortunately for Stephen Miller, coming with championship connotations, and now, unfortunately, is sat down at the back of the field.
Yep, so that is going to be a very, very tall order for Stephen Miller. As you can see, sparks flying from the right rear of the diffuser of Alexander McQuarrie. We ride on board with the number 23, and now we get a real understanding of the undulations here at VIR, and you can just see that coming through out of turn number 12 at Oak Tree. It is a bit of a deceptive double right-hander at turns 11 and 12 here, Ross, and you can sometimes get yourself a little bit over-rotated at times.
Yeah, you're right, Alex. It's a tricky corner for pretty much anyone. You're coming out of that very fast S section as you come up the hill, and you're carrying so much speed through there that it can be very deceptive. And kind of a wide angle there for Eric Jacobs. This is pulling into the back of our home. But you want to get a great run out of there, and unfortunately, with the tree gone, as it came down during a storm.
Oh, he's gonna hit him!
This is the spot too where there were a lot of complications in that Porsche Cup race. So I imagine that is not going to be the last time we see a very close call, if not closer call, before the end of this thing.
So much difference in speed. I'm sorry, so much difference in carrying speed, braking points. And you saw with Jacobs there, he got such a good run through that final section, through the roller coaster, down through Hogpen. I'm not going to go into top quarter numbers because it's America. It winds me up. 16A, 16B. It just does my bonkers in.
Oh.
It's like they just can't count up in ones. But he carried so much more speed through the opening 14 and 15 that by the time he got to 16, he was there, and that's the problem. And Alan Holden was there, but he was there a lot slower. So Jacobs was like, nope, I have to go off track here and take that one away. Ross, why don't they just count up in ones? Why have I got 4A, 4B, 5A, 5B, 6A, 6B?
I'm not even getting involved in this discussion.
It's ridiculous.
It's just for you, James.
Oh, I think me and them need to have a chat. I mean, that's it. I'm going to go and renumber the corners here as well. Carl Boy's joined us in YouTube chat. Welcome in, Carl. How are you? Hope you're well. You're either in America or you just don't like sleeping in the UK. One of the two.
Yeah, but I mean, that was a big old code brown for Eric Jacobs at that point. Meantime, Tom Nacella. We've seen this man have a lot of problems in the Mustang GT3.
Oh, dude, he's had more ups and downs than the Big Dipper at Blackpool. I can tell you that much.
Or Nemesis at Alton Towers.
Yeah, or one of the rides at Space Mountain for all you Americans. If you don't know what Alton Towers is or Blackpool, I'm just going to put it out. I forget that we're doing it. It's an American league. He has had such a rough one. I don't know whether or not it's the fact that he picked an American car, you know, in the Mustang. Maybe it didn't, so I don't know. But poor old Tom, I don't want him to have one good race. If he had one good race, he might get his confidence going and he might be able to sort of get it moving. But he's had suspensions, he's had did not starts, he's had DNFs. He has literally only scored. He's been here, right? This is the worrying thing. 4, 6, 8. He's been here for 9 rounds and he's only scored in 2. That is like going to the dentist to get all your teeth pulled. It's horrendous. You go in for a filling and you come out with no teeth. And that's what Tom's had. It's been dramatic for Tom. And I feel sorry for Tom. And I was hoping he, change a car or something. I don't know. Something's not working. But here we go. Look, in through the S's already. But he's had such a dramatic season. And it's so sad. I'm surprised he even turns up, to be honest. Because once I've had my 50,
James.
He's what?
He's 82. He's one of our oldest members, by the way.
That's fine. It's fine. I get it. Maybe he's better off with a bus pass. I don't know.
Oh, don't start with that. Well, I mean,
he gets a free one in the UK when he gets to that age. Maybe he needs that. Go, Tom. Anyway.
I mean, the good thing is that I think it's. Some people have different learning cycles with regards to learning cars on sims. And the thing is with me, when it comes to a simulator, because I don't have one at home, if I get a chance to go on it, it's whatever's available, I'll give it a go. And if it doesn't work out, maybe it's for the best. That's why I'm on the microphone rather than being behind the wheel. So, but credit for Tom for sticking it out. That's the thing. It's more a case of he'll have his own way of trying to get used to the vehicle, whereas other people will have a quicker learning phase. We've got a yellow out in sector 2, but I wasn't at all surprised that within 8.5 minutes that Dan Kirby was going to be lapping people anyway.
Oh, dearie me. Hold on. We've got a DNF. We have got drama. Something has gone on.
Rice.
Yeah.
Adrian Rice. Let's have a look at the Champion Motorsports replay.
Alec King starts off and off track, so he runs wide in the oak tree. I told you he does it to himself. Literally, he'll end up losing the lead now. JT Tammy, Michael Lott, they all go past him. But then we've got Norm Graff, who's been off circuit over the last couple of minutes as well. He's had his own little drama for poor old Norm, and he's just got hard on the brakes and completely got that wrong. Stay out of the...
He's mowing the grass at the horseshoe.
And Adrian Rice has DNF'd. Oh, he got a little bit of air there.
He did.
Oh, wow. Big lockup.
Yeah.
He's now Did he do something after? Or did he just add it? He's just had enough.
Yeah, I think he just threw in the towel for that one.
Yeah, and he's DNF'd, unfortunately. Okay. But, yeah, but this is what I mean. You know, this man has got abundance of talent. But it's like he just goes off in his own little world. It's like he goes and thinks about his next race in IRL, or thinks about the shopping, or, you know, whether or not he's going to annoy the wife, he's going to sleep on the sofa. I don't know. He just does it to himself. And this is exactly what we were talking about with Alec King. It's consistent, but then he has races where he's consistently inconsistent. And it's like, you just want to grab hold of him and give his head a wobble. And, you know, come on, dude, sort it out, because you can do this. And you've got talent and you've got skills, but you just get yourself mixed up in your own little dramas.
Well, Thanksgiving isn't that far away either, so his mind is probably on that.
Hey, if it's turkey on the table, maybe that is why he's got thinking about it. But I don't know. For me, he's one of them sort of. I think we've got a name for a guy in another league called a Maverick, because you're never going to quite sure what you're going to get out of it.
Oh yes, I know the one.
And maybe that is the problem. Maybe he should have this Maverick title where you're just never quite sure what Alec King's going to deliver. Whether or not you're going to have a great Alec King, or whether or not you're going to have that Alec King. Bless him. I do feel sorry for him, but yeah, it's just in his own head.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, true. I mean, he hasn't got any more IRL racing this season to worry about. So, but he is going to have to cross the T's and dot the I's. I mean, he's now catching Michael Lock, who is only 0.6 of a second. I mean, he gathered himself up rather quickly after that. But like you say, JP, we either have a great Alec King or that's Alec King. And now they're having to get past aviation pace. Oh. That was close. That was very, very close indeed.
Dude, did you Hypercar Season 1 Laguna Seca? If you have not watched that race at all, go and find it. If you need the link, DM me on Discord and go and have a look at it. Alec King, literally, I birthed my own litter of kittens when he was going through traffic at Laguna Seca Season 1. It was absolutely bonkers. At the moment, he's just overtaken Michael Lock, which is fine. It's clean, it's done. It's going, you know, going into up the back end of the circuit, round by the roller coaster. But literally, dude, go and watch Laguna Seca from Season 1. It was absolutely nuts. And I literally had 9 kittens on the floor with him going through traffic. It was absolutely bonkers. Adrian Rice is in YouTube chat. He's been up and said something in YouTube chat as well, which I cannot see. Every time I got close to another car, would get little stutters and kept causing issues. So there we go.
Well, yeah, that can happen. As again, we see that we don't see that Alec King like we did a little bit earlier when he had that little bit of a faux pas coming through out of Oak Tree. We've got a yellow out in Sector 1.
It's Norm Graf again.
Oh dear, did he go and do his Valtteri Bottas impersonation?
I'm not sure. We will have a look now.
So let's have a look via the Champion Motorsports replay. Oh, careful, he's... Oh.
And around he's...
Same sector.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened there. The camera's gone a little bit funky, but there we go.
So that would have been through
Dan
NASCAR
Kirby
Ben.
has just lost 3 seconds somehow. And it's got Troy Uyan sniffing his exhaust fumes. Let's just put it that way.
Oh.
I'm wondering if that's probably traffic right there.
I've got a funny feeling you are right, Ross. And somebody better clip that, because I do not say that to Ross very often.
That is very, very true. That is very, very true.
It is true. It is true. It is true. Gilles Lalonde's still out on the racetrack. He should effectively take second in the Hypercar Pros. John Mayer is out there as well, but we'll have to find out where he finishes, whether or not he's going to take that position away from Kesby. He's got 15 points, so it depends on where he finishes. Depends if he can score that 15, of course, for John Mayer. Norm Graf is well, he's having a bit of a rough one, but Carl Strawhall is not here in the Hypercar Am, so Norm should stay there. Carl should stay where he is.
Kirby's just lost the lead.
He is. Kirby's just got that.
Maybe it wasn't traffic. Maybe he is suffering a little bit with that car after he put on a really great opening stint and now is kind of having a little bit of trouble with heated tires, I'm going to guess.
Well,
Yeah.
that definitely had a little bit of snap to the right on the rear of the vehicle, so maybe he's still trying to get to grips with it. I mean, yeah, like the first couple of laps when the tyres are going through their heat cycle, the car starts warming up, and then as the tyres degrade, I mean, we're what now? We're over the 15-minute mark, so we're not that probably far away until we may see our first set of hypercar pit stops, probably in the next, what, maybe 5 to 10 minutes or so, gents.
Yeah, normally about 20 to 25 minutes in. Depending on how they've managed to deal with the fuel situation there as well. So Alan Holden leading GT3s. That should wrap up the second place for him, especially as the fact that James Walker is not on the race circuit. Matty Overton can take third in the race. He's just got to finish and score 3 points. So good job from Matty. And that's it. And oh no, sad times.
Oh dear, that sounds ominous. Oh, Tom.
Oh, that's fast into that corner.
Oh, way too quick there, Tom.
It's a small smack, and on he goes. Not too bad. Could have been much worse.
Is he really 82?
I believe that's correct. Yeah, I actually tried to go back and look. I know that maybe it's not quite 82, because I want to say that Bob Robertson might be our oldest member, and I know that he was at 82, so Tom might be just into his 80s now, but I know that it was much more than I was expecting when George said it.
I know I've got somebody that was 71, 72. On the grass, mate. Grass, you're not on your ride-on. Oh, bless him.
It was trying to keep it out of the way of Troy, though.
I understand that, but you don't have to let him through while you're chewing the grass up. But there we go. Interestingly, Alec King, 1.5 seconds now behind JT Tammy. JT has been diverting his way through traffic at this moment in time. Just cleared Paul Ibbotson from the lead of the GT3s. I'd like to point out something else as well that I don't think we've had this season. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I have slept over the year. Paul Ibbotson, GT3 AM, Ross, is he not the first AM leader of the GT3 field?
Over the season?
Yeah.
No, I think he's actually been in first before, but I mean that if you're not counting pit stop cycles, that's a good question. Although I thought that he was up there in some of the races before. Just kind of showing
It's
off
hard
his
because
skills.
obviously the standards give us it in class, don't they? They don't tell us an overall. But maybe I'm wrong. If anybody knows in YouTube chat, let me know. Obviously, me and Alex have done a lot of sleeping and a lot of talking over this year in this series, so we can't remember absolutely everything. Otherwise, our spreadsheet would be about 50 pages long, and I certainly do not have a 50-page long spreadsheet.
Don't get me started on spreadsheets. I hate them now.
Dude, I can't cope with them. People say to me all the time, they're like, how you do so many, do you have loads of spreadsheets? I'm like, dude, I have more than I need. And necessarily, if I'm in the race, I'm writing notes out as well. And then trying to clip them on a clipboard and revert back to the notes again. But yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare, to be blatantly honest. So if we have missed that one, if Paul Ibbotson isn't the first time he's led the GT3 field, or could be the first, I'm sure it will be the first winner overall, Ross. I don't remember an overall GT3 AM winner.
I'd have to go back and look in the archives, but I can tell you that it is confirmed Tom Nacella turned 80 this year, so he's an octogenarian.
Bless him.
Yep. And a loyal Ford fan. So anytime that he's been working on the mods, he always jumps into the Ford that's available. And I can say with next year's Historics, he will be pleasantly surprised. So yeah, we'll be looking forward to that coming up. Oh, we got a yellow in Sector 1.
Unfortunately, that's Tom again. However, there is something happening with Jerry Chen and Tom. So I'm going to let this JT Tammy Alec King thing play out on screen at the moment, because that's battle for the lead of the LMP2s, and then I'll go back and have a look. But yeah, Tom, John Mayer and Jerry Chen may have had their own drama.
I mean, just looking at the LMGT3 AM side of things, Alec, don't try and go through there. That's like trying to squeeze through the eye of a needle at that point, and he gets a big old tank slapper because he clobbered the grass. Now you can see how low they're running because there's sparks flying from the rear diffusers on the braking zone into turn 11 off of Oak Tree. Just looking at how things might stand after this, I mean, Stephen Miller's right down, I mean, came into this with a 2-point lead over Alexander McQuarrie. If it finishes as it does now, McQuarrie will take LMGT3 AM.
Get him. He's going to get him. He got him. Job done.
Yep.
Now so, he's just got to hold it.
Yeah, he's got to keep it pointing in the right direction on the black stuff. But the big thing is that with regards to it, as we now go to, right, this is the replay that you were.
Yeah, they both followed each other off. And then in a minute, I thought he was going to arrive on the scene, but he doesn't. I think Jerry does his own little drama.
Oh, he does his own. Oh, he's got his own mowing service in operation on the 963.
Oh, Tom's DNF. No way.
Push those tires a bit too much at this point.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's gone straight off into the barriers.
Oh, that was a horrible cockpit view. Yep, let's not go on that one, unfortunately. Oh, can we bring him in for a chat?
What we can do.
I'd love to have a chat with Tom. There you go. Pit lane, pit cycle started in Hypercars.
Okay, so Troy Uyen in the pit lane. Now, coming back to this GT3 AM conversation, Stephen Miller currently is sitting 6th at the minute, and Max Sunderlap currently running P3, which is 23 points. Oh dear.
Lanny Hall removing himself from the equation out of the LMP2 field. Talking about LMP2s really quickly, we'll get back to that, Alex. I'm sorry for interjecting.
No, that's fine.
That's a big word at 3:10 in the morning. The LMP2s, Lanny Hall, Gilles Lalonde, Norm Graff and Brian Hall. Now, that might not have any significance to anybody at home. They're Hypercar AM and Pro. Alec King, if I bring you up the overall standings, you will see is ahead of some of the Hypercar Pro and AM. So that's significant in its own right, as we said earlier on as well. These guys have got the pace and to keep up with them at the same time. But Lanny Hall, Gilles Lalonde, Non Graff and Brian Hall all behind the LMP2 field. So that's going to be interesting. AJ Rice is back in YouTube chat. It's a braking thing. He doesn't left foot brake apparently. And he brakes and he gets caught out when somebody brakes earlier than him. So unfortunately that's the problem he's had there as well. Alan Holden at some point has been mowing the grass and has been off the side of the circuit, unfortunately for him. So yeah, lots of things happening. Michael Locke at the moment chasing down a very lovely looking Jerry Chen car livery. I mean, not Jerry's lovely. He may be lovely. I don't know. I haven't seen him. He might be a stunner. Who knows? He could be a page 3 model. But at the same time, he's got a lovely looking car. Alex, stop it.
I'm just shaking my head right now.
Ah, well, it's 3:10 in the morning.
Never
We're
in my
past
life.
Shed. I'll get away with it.
Yeah, I know that. Right, coming back to LMGT3 AM. I've got a funny feeling that with Max Sunderlap, if he gets P3, that'll be 23 points. I'm trying to remember what points you get for 6th, but it might be a bit worrying for Stephen Miller because he might be a bit close to Max Sunderlap. If Macquarie wins by taking 2nd place, Miller is down in 6th in the GT3 AMs. Ross, I'll need to come to you for this.
16 points, mate.
16 points, so that'll put him P2. I mean, Stephen Miller, he really needs to get, I think, what, 4th or higher if Macquarie stays 2nd.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically who can stay up front. We've got some more pit stops going on here.
Which does include Alec King, also Lanny Hall, Michael Locke. They have all decided to jump in. So we're at the 25-minute mark elapsed. God, that's a bright chrome front of that number 2 car for Michael Locke there.
Yeah, it looks amazing, doesn't it, to be honest with you. Paul Reyes showing signs of where he might be next season in a hypercar in the Porsche 963. You cut him open and basically the middle ring says Porsche. on the inside of his insides for Ryan Paul Reyes. I don't know if I've seen him in a Porsche GT3. He's now in a Porsche Hypercar. I think he's one of them people. I do wonder sometimes with these people, right? You see people in Porsche jackets waving around a Porsche key, and then they go and walk to a Skoda. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not really the same. You know? You haven't really got a Porsche car.
It just makes you think, is the bumper sticker saying my other car is a McCann?
Yeah, maybe. You know what I mean? It's like they're almost in a Robin
just
Reliant.
don't know.
Yeah. They go to a Robin Reliant. They're down the road waving a key. All these pretty girls are like, Porsche, Porsche. And then he goes into a multi-story and gets in a freewheel Robin Reliant like Del Boy. I don't know. It does confuse me. I do wonder if he does own a Porsche. So Ryan Paul Reyes, if you are listening or watching back, let me know if you own a Porsche. If you don't, mate, well, you just like Porsches. I don't know on that one. But yeah, they do crease me up. It's the full gear. Like I was at Goodwood Festival of Speed this year, and there were so many people in like full gear Ferrari and full gear Porsche and full gear Bugatti and all that. And you're sitting there going, I bet if I followed you to the car park, you're just going to get a Skoda Fabia, and you know what I mean?
Or a Ford Mondeo.
Yeah, or something like that, or you know, it's just going to be like, or in Ross's case, it might go get a Miata. I don't know. It just makes me laugh, to be blatantly honest with you, because I didn't really have the patience to talk to him either, so I don't really know if they did actually own a Ferrari or not. But lots going on at the moment. Well, don't say lots. They're in and out of pit lane. Brian Hall was just DNF'd. So I will have a look and see what he's been up to. He's been nothing. He drove in pit lane and didn't come back out again.
No, there's that disconnect.
Yeah, but Gilles Lalonde, when it stops being naughty, Gilles Lalonde has had some form of drama, unfortunately, off the side of, whoa, big old snap from that X8.
Jim Garner slightly there.
Yeah, Laniel went off. I think the problem is this may have happened in front of him.
He took a little bit too much speed. Lanny Hall certainly did too. Oh boy, wow.
Oh, and Alan Holden nearly got caught up in the crossfire.
Wow. That was a rejoin for questions.
And a code brown for Alan Holden.
Yeah, John Mayer also got himself caught up with Alan Holden into Oak Tree. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why. This is a confusing thing for me, right? Why do this? Why try and go round the outside? You've got a big, long old straight coming up.
He caught the grass.
I don't make excuses. He did catch the grass.
That's a car off the track.
But why go round there? I don't understand it. You've got a big old straight coming up. It just confuses me. And then all he's done is dropped himself down the order. He's in sick. I don't know. Let me know in YouTube chat if he should be going around the outside of the Oak Tree as well. And Gilles Lalonde's been off, and Dan Kirby has also. What is going on all of a sudden?
All I'm going to say is, well, we'll get to what I was about to say after the Champion Motorsports replay.
Oh, Gilles.
Oh.
And Kirby did it literally in front. Did you see him go?
No. It's like everyone's doing their Valtteri Bottas impersonation tonight.
Yeah, Kirby and that Ferrari is just. Oh, bro, hold it. Go on.
Oh, what a save. Oh, my. Oh, that means Ryan Paul Reyes is up into P2 overall.
Michael Lott just gone off as well. Gilles Lalonde. Oh, literally behind him. Oh, dear me.
On the other side, yeah.
He did his Montgomery Scott impersonation from Star Trek.
Yeah, I don't know what's all of a sudden gone on, but it's like the witching hour or the witching 10 minutes, and they've all decided to go off circuit at the same time. GT3s have been in as well, so a great job from them. I'm trying to get Tom Nacella in the booth. I have messaged him, but at the moment I'm not getting any reply.
I think he's gone to bed. You know, real quick point here with Ryan Paul Reyes. I find this really interesting. The car has a lot of negative rake to it. That front end is sticking out quite a bit in the front, and you can see it on some of the wider shots and the side shots. Even just to the corner. Who's that off on the side there?
Non-graph.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I was going to say it looked like a blue car. Yeah, I think he just missed the brake.
Well, he clipped the grass first of all, and then Now, he's done a Gilles Lalonde, and that has definitely got to virtually hurt the coccyx there.
That was a nosedive into the grass there. It's probably, if this was IRL, we'd have a big old divot sitting out the front.
Well, I think that car would have that car would have dug in and flipped end over end, 100%. If anyone might remember, you might remember this, Ross, when a certain Mr. Joey Hand in an M3 GT decided to go end over end, if I remember correctly, and it was a big old smash for the man.
Yeah, that section, yeah. None of the S's.
Ross, why's the Ferrari not got their insides done?
Working on it, James. You know, we've got a
season's
lot
over,
of
Ross. I
life
suggest we
happening.
work harder a lot quicker.
And there's just an incredible amount of work being done by the Storm Gang team. And if you'd like to sign up and join us, throw in behind this effort and see these cars get to the finish line, as well as potentially moving into some of these future sims coming out, then just go ahead and give me a DM, reach out to us and see either cmsracing.com or only in simulation.
Yeah, happily do that when they invent 28 hours in a day, Ross.
You might need to work for Men in Black with that one. Oh dear, Dan Kirby, don't try and go around the outside of Paul Livingston there.
Yeah, when they give us 28 hours in a day, Ross, I'll happily come and volunteer for you.
I could use the extra myself, maybe for sleep, getting some cockpits done. But yeah, I think going into next year, there's a lot of focus actually to get many of them caught up. So we're in a good position right now, and we should see a lot of work getting done.
Okie dokie. Well, there you go, an update. At the same time, it looks like it's been, I think poor old Norm was the last one we've had off, so it's all sort of settled down a little bit. Dan Kirby is chasing down Ryan Paulbert Reyes, but at the moment he's got Johnny Gutierrez in that X8 with the wing. Now, he still hates it, despises it, makes it look disgusting. Still out on the racetrack at this moment in time. The people who change rules and regulations mean they have to have a wing. Great.
Yeah. And we know which organisation that is.
Absolutely. And I think that's the thing with the X8. It come out and it was a blaze of glory. It was like no rear wing on the X8. You've got a little slant and it deals with airflow and it looks amazing. And then they were like, oh, no, that's different. We don't like that. Nope, regulation change. Must have a rear wing. Oh, great.
All I'm going to say is Brabham BT42 fan car.
Oh. I love that.
There you go.
Oh, Johnny's done a bit of rally crossing to go around the outside of Michael Lock, and he kept the throttle pinned whilst doing it, and then gets air. But I think coming back to what you were saying earlier on, Ross, about how Ryan's got the front end on that 963 a little bit higher than you would normally have. I think it's probably just because of the fact the amount of suspension rebound on these hypercars. They've got to really try and cope with it, and that's why we're seeing like Johnny Gutierrez, Gilles Lalonde catching air underneath the front end of the 9X8.
Yeah, you're right, Alex. It's definitely because he's got a softer rear end, and that 963 it really does like to be soft and supple to move around. But I will also say that third spring, I feel like, is probably not getting utilized quite as much by a lot of the drivers in the field, especially the ones who, you know, they're a little bit hesitant to get, oh boy, another stepping out by Kirby up in front, to just get into the setup menu and really put some work in there to try and move on. No discredit to any of the drivers that are working on it, but to see it dipping down that much like a dog that's got a dingle on going on, trying to wipe off on the carpet, it seems like it's a bit much.
Oh, what?
Oh, you mean like a dog like dragging its backside on the carpet, effectively?
Right.
Is that what you're saying? Oh, right, okay. I thought we were talking about something else for a minute. I was like, hold on a minute. You've seen my dash out.
Scoot.
No.
Jesus. Anyway, it's all gone wrong. What are we talking about? I don't know. Let's move on, quick.
Oh, that's aggressive.
Well, Gutierrez is gunning for Kirby. I mean, he's not exactly holding his punches, is he?
He's right there too. I mean, with this traffic right up ahead of them, I think he's just trying to get himself into a good position where he can jump out in front.
Yeah, but the problem is if he gets him there, Gutierrez isn't, but Kirby's off the circuit.
He's making a hash of it.
Oh, damn. It's the Iceman finally melted. It's like a snowman in mid-August.
No, don't do
How
that.
close did you want to thread the eye of the needle, Johnny Gutierrez? My godfathers, that was through Pen of all places.
Got to get him turn one. Got to get him turn one. We did get him turn one there as well. But poor old Dan Kirby melting and faster than the snowman in August.
Oh, somebody's up there off the track.
I'm not going to compound the misery. It's Lanny Hall, just to let you know.
Oh dear, poor old Lanny.
Yeah,
he's had a bit of a difficult season at times as well. But a lot of the drivers have. That's the thing. Is now he just lets Johnny go around the outside, and that would have been a left hook. Okay, replay. Gilles doing Gilles things, is it? Oh dear, that's coming out of NASCAR bend.
That camera is rubbish.
Yeah. It's in a bad spot. Thank you, Lucy. He waited that time, fortunately. Well done.
Boy. Proud of him. John Mayer's been off as well. Matty Overton's been off. Matty and JT. What's going on? Oh, I don't like this. They're together. They're together. They're together.
Oh, no,
they are together.
Yeah.
Oi.
Don't tell me he hit the grass, Ross. Look at this.
No, that was.
No, he's just got it too hot, and he's lost control of the car when it's landed.
Oh, wings on the deck.
Hard to tell from that angle, but you can see that Matthew Overton. He's over on the side. I don't think that he was anticipating JT to be there, and so he was just trying to take his line. And
yeah,
that's going to go to Stewart's. It's a little hard to tell from this angle. Maybe he had to the right to the corner, but regardless, JT is without a wing and suffering.
Whoa!
Hold it. 720 there, folks, and it still hits the barriers on the left-hand side. But I think in some respects, I'm going to have to say it like this. I'm afraid JT Tammy just came in with too much speed and just chanced it. Like you said, Ross, Matthew was just trying to take his racing line, didn't anticipate him being there, and that's when the contact happened as that Gilles off backwards into the barriers as well. So
I was hoping he was going to knock the rear wing off, just purely because the car will look better.
Wishful thinking there, Mr. Parfit.
Oh no, and then Max Sunford got himself into his own little driver by driving off on the grass. But there we go. Again, it's the same thing. There's a straight coming up. Why? Why are you doing it? I sometimes I wonder what goes through people's heads. And don't get me wrong, I've been driving this season in a little MX5 league in iRacing. And don't get me wrong, we were at Long Beach, and when you're trying to get 40 MX5s around Long Beach, it was horrendous. But there was just some bonkers moves going on, and you're just sitting back going, I don't know why you're trying to do this. And that's the same situation. Like, think about it. You've got a long straight coming up. There's no real reason. You're ahead of Michael Lock, well, you were, and you could have just hung on for that brief few seconds. And poor old Matty, he was so excited about leading the GT3 pros, like in the green room before. He was like, I got pole. I got to stop and hold, but well, we'll talk about that another day. But now he's like dead last, behind everybody. And I wouldn't be surprised if he just pulls over and gets his slippers and pipe out and just sits there on the sofa or something. I don't know. But for me, I just think that's a bit of a bonkers maneuver there. I'm not saying you're old, Matt, but, boot fits and all that.
Wow. I will say that Matthew Overton is a little bit older. I believe he's in his 60s now. Retired.
Definitely pipe, slippers, blanket.
Serviceman in the great country of Canada. As we see a little bit of GT3 action now.
Older than Jacobs battling for the lead of the pros.
It's
McQuarrie, that's Alexander McQuarrie behind them as well. So.
Oh, yes. He's just sitting back watching this pro fight go on, wondering if he's able to get by and maybe catch up to the back if something will happen.
Oh, Jacobs makes a mistake there through turn 11. And he's got a little bit of a wobble on. He had a turn 12 at Oak Tree, so But as we've already seen, the Aston Martin, that twin-turbo V8, having a lot more straight-line speed than the Ferrari of Alan Holden that's in the middle of an Aston Martin sandwich at the minute, with Jacobs in front, McQuarrie behind. But it's, again, another mistake from Mr. Jacobs there, just slightly cutting the grass, but he's still keeping ahead of Alan Holden at the moment, but he's gone a little bit wide through the roller coaster section. They're now through into Hogpen, so maybe Alan might get the slipstream on the run up to the horseshoe. It is a long run down the start-finish stretch here, and Holden's got the inside line. So again, and they've got Jerry Chen closing in. Holden to the inside, gets through for P1, but does he run a little bit deep on the corner? Slightly, but still enough for him to cover off Eric Jacobs, and now take the lead with just under 49 minutes to go in the LMGT3s.
Yeah, Jerry Chen's going to be kicking himself here, partly due to the fact that he's stuck. He is literally stuck behind these guys. He can't do nothing unless he tries. What are you going to do?
Careful, careful.
It reminds me of a submarine captain. Dive, dive, dive! This is going on here as well. Through the left hand. Do you know, we've had more drama, I'd like to point out something as well. We've had more drama at the Oak Tree, which is a double right-hander, with backmarkers and hypercars, than we have through the S's. I'd like to point that out as well, but however, this may have just had some form of issues with Mr. Max Sunderlap, and John Meyer has also... Oh, where are you going, son? There you go, coming into...
That's a bumpy bump. Yeah, that's a bumpy ride. That was coming out of turn. That was coming out of from Snake all the way down to turn 9, and then yep, more grass throwing, please.
Boy,
What is going on? I tell you what, it's John
Green?
Mayer.
Oh, John Mayer. Yes, I keep forgetting that he's in a Cadillac this year.
No groundsmen are going to be love VIR. They're going to have to do anything because they would have cut the grass for them.
Look, yeah, boys, put the mowers away. We don't need them today.
Don't need them. You see them sitting there on the side of the circuit going, oh, this is easy. This is feet up. Look at the grass being cut.
Smoking a pipe.
Yeah, smoking a pipe.
Yeah, or they'll be like, guys, we're on double time today. Why is that? Job's going to take half as long.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's great. Little bit. The thing is as well, we go. As I said, there's been more incidents at the Oak Tree than there has been through the S's, which is the biggest shock I think for all of us. But it surely, Ross, surely is just patience, isn't it? Waiting that few seconds to get round the corner.
Well, you saw it from Jerry Chen's perspective as they were going through. It's so easy to, as you're taking the flow of the circuit up through that section and you're following close behind someone, or maybe not just like maybe that gap right there with Jacobs and the three behind. You can take that up, and right through this segment right here, if you're kind of close, the car naturally moves out to the outside, and you just feel like, okay, I'm just going to sweep around the outside, and you know this all feels kind of correct. But that car in front of you, if they're not paying attention or they don't think that you've got that position there, they're going to naturally swing out too, and that's exactly like what we saw with JT Tammy and Matthew Overton, and that closing rate up into that section is really great, especially with the LMP2s. You can see how they're overtaking some of the hypercars, or at least, you know, staying close with them through these twisty sections. They've got a lot of downforce. They've got a ton of aero, so they're able to really push through those sections much better than the hypercars can. So, yeah, it's all about disparity of speed that's going right up to that segment, and it just makes you feel like you can really make that move work. And in some cases, it has not.
Actually, Ross, in all cases we've seen it hasn't worked.
Oh, well, no, it's been okay in just a couple, but you're right. It's usually
Eric has... that's a bit of a thump from behind.
That's because Sunderlap's spinning the other way. No offence, I'd probably worry about that as well.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting...
This is first... There you go.
Oy. That was... You completely missed your braking marker for... the Oak Tree at turn 11, and then we have the
same one.
Well, he goes off again. Oi, oi, oi.
No. one of them horrible ones where you just sit there and the car goes round and you're like, how did that do that? Like, you know what I mean? Really? You know, and then you're just there cursing yourself there as well as JT Tammy.
Being a little bit more patient this time.
Well, he got there before they got into the corner, so I'll give him that one. But, you know, we've still got this GT3 Pro lead going on at the moment. This is one of the, I think this is the only closest battle on the Rose circuit at this moment in time. So, yeah, that's what we'll follow.
Yeah, I mean, one of the big things being is that I wasn't at all surprised that we were going to see back marker traffic being lapped at the 8.5 minute mark by Dan Kirby anyway, because the lap time differentials between the LMGT3s and the Hypercars, you're looking anywhere between 15 to 17 seconds a lap difference, as someone has just jumped into pit lane, and it is race leader Troy Uyen.
Yeah, Uyen's in pit lane. Ross, do you know what we said about bringing Alan Holden in?
We did talk about that.
We did talk about that. I just don't know if now's the right time. It's got Eric Jacobs pressurising him for the GT3 Pro League. As much as I'd love to bring him in and have a chat, he's kind of under a lot of pressure. So we'll give him a little bit of time. Give him sort of 15 minutes or so, see what happens, and then before we bring him in, because I don't want to bring him in and then go, "Hey, Alan," and he's like, "Oh," off the side of the circuit. So yeah, we'll leave him where he is just for a minute as well. As much as I love talking to drivers while they're racing, right? We've done it with Alec King before. I just don't want to scare Alan Holden into doing anything bonkers. So
well,
yeah.
you might get 2 words thrown at you, and the second word will be off.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not in the mood for getting abused at this time in the morning. You know what I mean? And people who don't wonder, I'm in the UK. It's like 25 to 4 in the morning for me and Alex. So yeah, I think I'll just leave him where he is. But it's all kind of settled down. Everybody's kind of moving away from each other.
No, not quite. As you said that, I think that was Alec King just having a bit of a moment in the background. As,
Kirby.
Yeah, and they are only 0.2 of a second apart as the Ferrari closes in on the Porsche. As, well, Norm Graff has now come in for another pit stop.
Like
and so is Jerry Shett.
Ferrari Porsche battle all over again.
Oh, God.
Oh, well, there you go. That's the end of that battle. There
Yeah.
you go. That was nice. Nice and straightforward.
While it lasted.
Yeah, well, it lasted. You know what I mean? So we'll go back to the GT3s.
Jacobs has not let him get much space between them. He's staying right there with him. Some of it's been traffic, but, you know, Eric Jacobs is no slouch. He knows how to handle a car, and I think just Alan Holden, maybe he might be using up a little bit more of the tires. I know he's made some comments regarding the way that the 296 runs. It is a 50-50 split. It's got that mid-engine, but I will say that it does have a tendency to be a bit understeering, as Jerry says, your butt backwards slot cars, usually referring to the 992 or any one of the Porsches, but in this case, yeah, the 296, it has similar mechanics to it in the way that the Porsche is. And if you're not set up for that, if you're driving a particular way, it can really burn out the back tires or even the front tires, and you just get a lot of imbalance. And I think we might be seeing some of that now as they're later into the stint. And Jacobs looking for a move around the outside, maybe. Right there.
Pushing.
Nearly gave him a little bit of a love tap from behind there going into turn number 11 at the Oak Tree, but this is where we see the strength of the Aston Martin come to the fore with straight line speed. But again, it's not significant enough for him to close that gap, but it's under braking where Eric Jacobs really does have the measure of the situation at the moment, as up they go again.
Oh, so early.
Same pace.
Yep. Same
place as we saw earlier on where Eric had to go off the circuit in order to stop himself from running into the back of Alan.
Anticipation. He's followed him long enough. He should know he's kind of going to brake early a little bit for that roller coaster section, but he's just not anticipating the fact he's going to. But then again, it's not really a position he can make a move in either, so it's really, really difficult at the moment. As well as Alan Holden, Eric Jacobs, Alexander McQuarrie are dealing with hypercars coming through at the same time while they're having their own little battle. So, yeah, unfortunately, they're going to keep an eye out.
Yeah, they've just had Norm Graff go through on them, and then I think that's John Mayer just behind.
I believe so, yeah.
And it's going to be that case of Hypercar trying to get past LMP, past GT3 traffic, and this is where we're going to see the overspeed of Caddy in comparison with all three cars, and it's like squeezing into, like you're stuck on the highway and there's a multi-road traffic jam, and John Mayer has just nicely sorted himself into the place he needed in to take the turn off.
That's the thing. It's John. Wait. Now go. There you go. Good lad. See, lesson for everyone.
Yep. There's Jerry Chen, not too far behind him either, but Jerry's a lap ahead of him at the moment anyway. So. Jerry just takes care of Alexander McQuarrie, gets through on Eric Jacobs, and then before that part of the circuit manages to get through on Alan Holden. So the 66 Porsche 963 gets through rather quickly. It was well timed by Jerry Chen, I have to say. One of the cleaner efforts that we've seen, albeit with a lot of the drivers. I mean, obviously with Matthew Overton being contacted by JT Tammy going into turn 11, that was not exactly the right way to go about it for JT. And he's, I think, looking at it. One of the interesting things I've noticed, Ross, is that the LMP2s are all running on soft tyres.
Yeah, for this track, you definitely want to be able to get that grip. I would have thought because of how much it uses the tires, we might have seen a little bit of experimenting with the mediums, but I know just through years of that Reco 7 chassis being in there, drivers love the soft tires because even when you wear them down, that grip is still really there. There really isn't much use in some of the harder compounds unless you're doing a much longer race, like 6 hours at least, maybe even up to 12. But as we're looking at Ryan Paulett Reyes, that turn one, missing the break point.
After pit lane. That's why he's 6.5 seconds behind Dan Kirby. He's gone and done it again.
Well, the gap now is more like about 7 and a bit seconds, so...
Yeah. And then Jerry Chen got himself caught up.
Well, same place, I bet. Yep,
So
there
easy.
around she goes.
That awkward looking spin, it looks so pathetic.
No smoke
really
coming from the
does.
tyres.
Oh no, them spins just look so rubbish. And it's just like, meh. You know what I mean? Troy Uyan back out in front, Dan Kirby in second, and Ryan Paulett Reyes in third.
I'm just waiting for the trumpet that goes wah 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 wah.
I got one of them.
Oh dear, no, don't bring out the soundboard, not at this time in the morning.
I have actually got one.
There we go, on cue. Thank you, JP.
That's all right, no worries. But that's exactly what it is though, Ross, isn't it? You sit in the car and go, really? Like, how did that even happen? I don't sit there in iRacing sometimes when I spin, which does happen, unfortunately. But I sit there and go, I shouldn't have spun like that. Like, me doing what I did should not have brought that back end of my car around to join the front. And that's the thing. Some things, I think, simulators are fine to a degree, and they get most things right, okay? So out of 100%, say they might get 80 right. But there are occasions like that with Jerry Chen where he can sit in the car and he's like, that wouldn't have happened in real life. Like, what?
I don't know. Like, we've seen quite a bit of that it happen in real life where it's just the car is a little bit too much inertia going through. The tires just aren't quite up to the task of being able to catch it. And then you just start to get sideways. And as you're losing speed, it's turn one, so you're bleeding a lot off, then it just starts to catch. And then stuck looking towards the back towards the garage area, just kind of off to the side.
Rubbish.
But it is frustrating for a driver for sure, just because you're like, I just missed it by that much, and you just want to be able to kind of get on with your day.
Absolutely.
It's like you say, JP. It's like you spin and you go, why the chuffing hell did that just happen?
Absolutely.
Why me?
That's the problem.
Why me?
That's the problem. I've sat in the car many times and I've gone, why me, why me, why me? Until I realised that somebody's generally hit me. So then I know why it was me. But GT3 Pros still back together, still having a good fight. McQuarrie's still sitting in. This is the top sorry, let me rephrase that. Paul Ibbotson is leading the GT3 field. This is Alan Holden, Eric Jacobs, and Alexander McQuarrie, 2 pros and an AM. Obviously, McQuarrie's got to try and stay ahead of Stephen Miller. Miller is currently, where are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th in class. So he's obviously got his job to do to try and catch up there as well. James Bowders has just been off the side of the circuit. I didn't even realise he was in the race. Sorry, James. No offence. But that's a good thing because that means you've not done anything silly. So there we go. Spin a positive. Well done for you. I'll drop an apple on your desk a little bit later. So, yeah, but he's had his own little drama as he goes into pit lane.
Final pit stop.
Yeah, so
34 minutes to go.
So coming up towards the final half hour of the 2025 season, chaps. I mean, it has been. Oh, and Eric Jacobs, that was brave. He goes a bit deep. He goes a bit deep. Can Alan Holden keep with him? Yes, he can. But Jacobs goes too deep. Spins the back end. Oh, he was so close, But Eric Jacobs with, I think, the save of the night. We've seen one from Dan Kirby earlier on in the 499P in the Hypercar division, but Eric Jacobs, he was so close to losing that and making contact and possibly taking him and Alan Holden off into the local scenery here at VIR. That was so close. He does it again.
I mean, the thing is, hitting Alan Holden like he did actually stopped him spinning. That was the thing. I think he was already going sideways and he bumped into Alan Holden and Holden kind of straightened him back up again and allowed him to get on his way. Oh, Holden's like, I've had enough. Dickens, I'm going to pit lane. And gets out the way.
I don't want no more of this.
Yeah, no, Jacob's doing my nutting. So he's got in pit lane. So that's going to leave Alexander McQuarrie to have a go, who in qualified ahead of these guys. So on paper, he should be effectively quicker. And there he goes, trying to have a go now. So Alexander McQuarrie. That was the interesting thing. It seems like the AMs have done a lot more practice than the pros here at VIR, because the AMs were all ahead. There was like 4, I think, ahead of the GT3 pros. So great job from him. And unfortunately, my lovely chromed liveried machine has gone and had a drama. But then again, why are you trying to go too wide there? That would be your own fault, dear sir.
And, well, that is actually James Bowders ahead of Stephen Miller as Jerry Chen makes the unfashionable of rejoins. But then James has his own moment, going straight on.
That's the only thing he's done all race, to be honest. That's the only thing I've ever seen his name pop up and do. So, fair play. It means you're doing consistent.
Well, he has got Stephen Miller now closing in, but let's not forget that James Bowders has just done his final pit stop of the night. Stephen Miller still has to serve one, I would believe. So, yeah, just
still got one to go.
Yeah, he's still got one more. I mean, we're coming up to the last minute and 3/4 until we head into the final half hour of the season, folks. But yeah, Stephen Miller keeping within about 6.5 tenths. And I think we've spoken to Stephen a couple of times this season, JP, and there's been times when he's been quite surprised with the result, but then there's been times where he has been, but he gets a bit of a tank slapper there, manages to correct it. So every single car has its subtle nuances of what does and what doesn't work here at VIR.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what doesn't work is going on the grass. What does work, keeping it on the black stuff. You know what I mean? I don't think we need to rewrite the book on racing. I think that's generally how it is. You know, and this is the thing. We may have said, oh, like, you know, I didn't realise James was in the race, but it's not a bad thing that you're not on the broadcast. If you're not on the broadcast, it generally means that you're just driving around being consistent. It means you haven't been off the side of the circuit. It might not mean that you've been in battles, but you've had a good time. And give James his 5 minutes of fame here. You know, he's just consistently gone on about his job. He's sitting 4th in class at the moment. He's doing his bit, and he's just plodding around, and fair play to him as well. So I think that's very good job from him indeed. So we give him some airtime there as well. Everything else has settled down a little bit. We've still got Dan Kirby sitting in 2nd overall, chasing down Troy Uyan. 8 seconds is the gap at this moment in time. But yeah, Kirby's got a bit of a mountain to climb at the same time. But I don't know if Troy is 100% on the same pit cycle. I believe they've all got one more to go.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a 3-stopper. It's not you see how the back end stepped out on Dan Kirby? Like the left side of the rear end just decided to go, okay, time for a little bit of drift mode. And Kirby has been, you know, as we've discussed, oh dearie me, that was a big old off there for John Mayer in the number 88. Of course, running the same livery because he is under the CMS Pro umbrella alongside Troy, as we have another Champion Motorsports replay, and this is John just going and taking the same racing line like everyone that has gone off there. Gilles Lalonde, amongst others.
Oh, dearie me. Not again.
So easy to do. So easy to do. They coming up over that rise, the car just gets light.
No! Flax right into Kirby.
John!
Like a sidewinder.
Oh,
it was like someone had just operated the Cadillac heat-seeking missile. Okay, aim for the Ferrari.
Oh, that
and then
was way late.
Bang! Like way too much speed, not enough on the brakes, and bang, straight away into the right front corner.
Watch this from Kirby's point of view. He's not going to know that this is coming here.
And he's watching Lanny and Bang! Max. Where did that come from?
Oh.
It's like, who called out the cavalry? I wasn't expecting that.
He definitely was not, but I don't know if Mayer's going to be quite on Dan Kirby's Christmas card list.
Well, he definitely won't be inviting him for Thanksgiving dinner, that's for damn sure.
No, absolutely. However, I'd love to be around the table if they do. That would be quite interesting.
Oh, to be a fly on the wall in that conversation. Oh, dear.
It gave Kirby the stuffing, that's for sure.
Hey, Will Smith. As long as he keeps the gravy to himself.
Don't forget to take your waitress's joke, we'll be here all night.
As long as the gravy's kept in, we'll be all right. Anyway, moving on.
That was so well timed, Ross. Kudos, kudos.
Oh, dearie me. Right.
You can tell it's been a long season, folks.
You can. We're at the end.
Night.
Yeah.
We're at the end. We're nearly there.
10 to 4 in the morning. We are nearly there. Everything's kind of settled down a little bit now. I'm kind of fishing for things to see at the moment as well. I feel like I'm on the
John
bank.
Mayer's got a penalty.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised on that one. Oh! No.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Stephen Miller.
He's going round the McLaren.
I think he's... Oh,
he went the other way. If he'd come back on track, that would have been horrendous for anybody in behind him. The only good thing is he spun right by a porta potty. So if he did crash the car, he could have popped himself to the toilet. If you have a look on the right-hand side, just about now, there's a little green porta potty. There we go. I don't know why I'm pointing that out, actually. I just found that quite amusing. I've got to be honest.
Yeah, that's a good round reference there, folks.
Exactly. On the graphics, there was a porta potty on the side. And then he's still running down the ground. Can't get it back on track at the moment. I think probably full speed is not going to help him.
And not in front of Paul Liverton. Oh, he loses it. And
Stephen.
I think that is probably going to be it for the
championship.
Yeah, for the championship.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh, bro, I don't even want to know what that was. That was like zero IQ moment driving there from Stephen Miller. No offense, Stephen, but that pretty was bad.
That's going to have some pretty big damage on the right rear if he's not careful. Because that was a big old lick that took when he hit the wall. After that second off.
No, I do fully agree with you. Lalonde's in pit lane. McQuarrie's been in pit lane. Mayer's got a penalty, but as we said, no surprise.
Oh, that was close. JT Tammy nearly ended up rear-ending Stephen Miller at that point there.
Oh.
I think that McLaren is a wounded animal, I'm afraid.
You know, it's a bit unusual. JT having some problem with other traffic. Usually he's really on top of it and typically doesn't have interactions like that. So I'm not sure if it's just circumstance or what, but it's a little bit unusual. James beside himself.
Listen, I'm sneezing. Knock it on the head.
This is allergies. They're playing up again.
Yeah, for Ross. Can't imagine which part of it, but there we go.
Glad I could be here for you.
That's all right. It's a pleasure having you. Always is. It clearly shows you have nothing better to do, though, the fact that you do join us for this and the model.
Well, I'm staying busy in the background here.
Oh, yeah, multitasking.
Right, too.
Oh, well done you. Who said a man can't multitask? Who knows? The truth. You can tell it's settled down, folks. I've got to be honest. There's literally not a lot going on at the moment. We've got back market interactions. We've got Troy Uyan just doing his thing, driving out in front. Dan Kirby just got absolutely torpedoed by John Mayer there. But he's still running, so that's always good. Johnny Gutierrez hit the barrier, did not knock the wing off that 9X8, which I'm very upset about. Ryan Paulbert Reyes leading the Hypercar AMS, doing a great job in the Porsche. Well done for him. He was having a good race, but then he had a lap, I think it was about a lap and a half after coming out of pit lane, and then it all just went Pete Tong, and he went round twice, I believe, on there. Jerry Chen again. Do you know what I'm sitting here thinking, right? I think everybody at some point has been off the side of the circuit as well. I don't think there's one person that we haven't looked at. Actually, there is. Him.
Paul Ibbotson.
Paul Ibbotson. I don't think he's been off the circuit. He is the only one, I feel. And maybe Oliver Gerace, because I haven't seen much about him either. But yeah, I think Paul Ibbotson is the only one who has not been off the racetrack.
Flawless race.
Yeah, absolutely. He was very slow, but that was due to the parade lap. But other than that, he's been in the pits and out of pits. That's the only thing Paul Ibbotson has done. So if you're ever going to look at the perfect race, at the moment, Ibbotson is having it with 22.5 minutes to go. So fair play. But then again, he has got some hypercars coming up. So he's probably clenching his bum cheeks about now, thinking, please pass me cleanly there as well. And don't give me your gravy.
Oh dear God, we're going on that talk again. Right,
You
yeah.
take it wherever you want to, mate. If you want to bring it in the gutter, that's up to you.
Ooh.
Well, straight away there, that just goes to show how clean the race has been for Paul Ibbotson, because he's actually kept his head on a swivel, and I think that's one of the big things with where we've had some people come up really, really quickly, like the hypercars, like the LMP2s. And all it takes is just a little bit of thought process, like, okay, right, I've got 3 cars coming up behind me rather quickly. They're all hypercars. Get out of their way.
Yeah.
And that's what's been crucial around here at VIR. And Paul Ibbotson, I think, is the only person that has not come into dramas because of the fact that he is driving his own race. Okay, yes, he wants to win not just what will be the final victory for LMGT3 AM, but it's also the final overall GT3 victory, because he'll have done a number on the likes of Max Dunlap, but he has to go off track to stay out of the way. There's Norm Graff and Dan Kirby just getting through, and oh dear,
He's done it, but that's the thing with Ibbotson. He looked behind him, realised that he's got a 12, what's he got, 19 seconds or so, bonkers, 18, 19 seconds, and just went, nope, don't need a part of this, slow down, move over, away you go, gentlemen. Do you know what I mean? And it's all about management, and we talk about it, but it's proper zero IQ moments that have got some of these drivers in trouble. And I got a funny feeling, if we have a look at what went on here, was this all on his own? Oh, same again.
Yeah. Good for a hill.
It's nuts. Through the S's, we said. Through the S's, we said. It's all been at the same point, right before entry.
Yeah, and I think I touched on it a bit earlier on before we went green, saying that patience is not necessarily a driver's virtue, and that has been proved exponentially tonight.
No, I agree with you. I do agree with you, but both, the interesting thing for me is that Gilles Lalonde and Lanny Hall, they both, he's doing it again, dude. That's not a replay, that's the same thing.
All I'm going to say is the most airtime, I think Gilles Lalonde's probably had more airtime tonight, as in going off of that part of the circuit, than Michael Jordan doing hang time, dunking it into the basket.
I don't know what's going on, but him, the thing is, the problem is obviously Lanny Hall's in front of him. Now that's not Lanny Hall. think that is John Mayer. No, it's not
It
John
is,
Mayer.
yeah.
So who is that in front of Gilles Lalonde?
Unless it's Troy.
It is Troy. Troy is ahead. So he's cleared, basically laps Gilles Lalonde as well. That's...
We just had a yellow out in sector 2 as...
They're heading in.
yeah, right, who... Oh, this is Ryan Gilbert Reyes, and this is at the Oak Tree.
Oh, yeah, caught the grass. He's doing so well. Kiss. Off you go.
And that's it, unfortunately.
I'd say it's a very interesting livery he's got as well.
It's one of them.
Test livery.
Yeah, it's the disguising livery, isn't it? If I
It's
put
the,
it in,
it's the Red Bull
Yeah.
camouflage special.
if I put it in this funky colour, you can't tell where the shapes are going. Like, yeah, all right, mate. We'll just take a photo, bring
Beautiful.
it in. Yeah. On that one, but yeah. Other than that, not a lot is happening in terms of battles. Ibbison's in pit lane. It's a little bit weird. 18 minutes to go, 2 stops, 40 minutes, 40, 120. Maybe it's not actually.
No, Miller's come in as well. So is Max Hunter.
Yeah, so maybe it's not.
So now it's like probably the final cycle for a few of the drivers.
Yeah, because it's about 40 minutes, isn't it? 40, 80.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So apart from that, that's all good. What's Alan Holden doing? Is he battling anybody? Yeah, he's battling James Bowders now. So every time I go to pull him in, he's battling James Bowders. So there we go. Johnny Gutierrez has just been off the side of the circuit. James turns around and says, I'm in a Porsche. I have no top end like I don't in real life. And Alan Holden goes through in the Ferrari. So there we go. Poor Porsche. Great in the corners, rubbish on the top end.
Well,
It is.
I mean, yeah. I mean, but if you end up whacking the curves too hard in a Porsche, it can come back to bite you. And that's when we say the infamous words, Porsche doing Porsche things.
Yeah, but then again, you don't have to hit a curb for it to do that, mate. It just wants to kill you as soon as look at you, to be honest. But that is the only thing, I think, with the Porsche. In every simulator, it doesn't matter which one you look at, the Porsche is great in the corners and it is shocking at top end. But it's IRL. It's the same scenario. It's just got nothing to it. It's like Porsche have just got this engine that all of a sudden just goes, and it whistles like an absolute trooper as well. It's like, you know, it's like when your granddad's got his hearing aid up too loud and it's, it literally does that. But it's like all noise and no action. You know what I mean? It's like my Dachshund barking, thinking he's a Rottweiler, and it's a Dachshund. That's what the Porsche is. You know, it thinks it's bigger than what it is, but it's just got nothing on the top end. It's ridiculous. It's like, go away, build it again. Give me something else, will you?
There are some astute guardians that might have a few choice words for your comments.
I don't care.
I'll
It's
say
true.
nothing.
It's true.
He doesn't care.
I don't care. No, I don't. Jump me a DM if you want, and you'll get a simple reply. Porsche's rubbish on the top end. Because it is. I do feel they need to go away and look at it and realise that actually they've got a great little car in the corner. But other than that, it's just got nothing to it on that one. But yeah, other than that, not after my dissing of the Porsche, not a lot is really going on. People have been in pit lane cycles. McQuarrie out
Got a battle right here in front of you.
Yeah,
Bowder's chasing down something lap.
yeah, but he's not. See, this is the problem. It's extending every time they get onto a straight, which expresses what I said, to be honest. And that's it. And James didn't really fight Alan either. When Alan went to go through, there was no real proactive defense. It was kind of like a resounding, you're going to get through, so I'm going to let you go. Hence, James has had a nice little quiet race throughout of this screen. It's like 1.2 seconds now to Alan Holden. So there you go. That's kind of all petered out and settled down a little bit.
Challenge here from Alan Holden up to Eric Jacobs. That gap has been pretty consistent throughout the end of the race. And speaking of leaders, taking a look at Dan Kirby, he's now up ahead of Troy Huyon by 31 seconds, but that's going to be pit cycling.
Yep.
They're going to be coming in here. I know Dan Kirby, even though it looked like he was slinging that thing around, he's usually pretty fuel efficient throughout most of his races. So I'm guessing that probably this time, probably this lap, I think, is going to be coming in to get his last splash, and off he goes.
Yeah, Bowder's chasing down something like by about half a second. So this could be a nice little battle for third overall in the AMS there, Alex.
Yeah, I think it's just the case, as you rightly said, the Porsche always known for its handling prowess, but it's just the top end is where it struggles, and that's why, you know, you've got a twin turbo V8 in front of you. Well, that's going to have a little bit more torque behind it, and so it's always going to be the case that the Porsche is always going to lose out on a, you know, a very power dependent circuit like it is here at VIR. I mean, obviously going through Snake and then into South Bend, that's a fast complex. So people might say, oh yeah, the Porsche is going to be great through there. Not necessarily, because most of the chicanes that you're going through are more straight lines than chicanes.
Uh-oh, Holden's around.
Oh, he is.
Oh dear. Now, let's see. Was it unassisted? It looks like it was. Oh dear.
Oh, and he got tagged. That's why he's able to close so much. I think Bowers may have made the pass.
No, Holden got hit by the Aston Martin. I'm wondering who that's not Matty Overton. Who is that?
Was it maybe Mac, possibly?
Mac, yeah. I think Mac gave him a little bit of a doink. Have a look. He goes round. Oh, he does, but they all
So
go
hard
round.
to track that.
All three caught up in that.
Difficult. Off Bowers goes.
Yeah, Bowers takes third place seat consistently. Carl's got his popcorn out in YouTube chat. I got a funny feeling that could be in reference to the wonderful conversation of the Porsche there as well. Dan Kirby, Troy Uyan. Kirby, if he has been in pit lane, he's come out 2.6 seconds ahead of Troy Uyan. So, yeah, Kirby there as well. Alan Holden off track again. I'm not quite sure why. In fact, I don't really want to look, but Alan V2's in behind him as well. Which is
JT Tammy. Oh, that's
really hard
hook
to...
him?
Yeah, I can't really see what I can do. Hold on, that might be the view. Give me 2 seconds.
I think Alan was, Alan was trying to
No,
just keep on it.
I'm trying to find the view I want. There we go.
Well, Alan's just hit the curb with the left rear, isn't he? And it's just started to spin the car around, and it put him straight into the path of JT.
Yeah, but yeah, Dan Kirby jumping Troy Uyan in pit lane, 3.7 seconds now out in front. As you can see, people in and out of pit lane. Alec King's just come in with 11.5 minutes to go. That's quite late.
Oh, who was that? Now, that was one of the Aston Martins going off, so it was either Mac or Matthew. Or Alexander.
Matthew.
Yeah. I thought I saw a orange plaque.
That's more than a shortcut. That's more like a Joker lap, Mr. Overton.
Oh,
look,
right
right front,
tire,
right front.
yeah,
Right
wheels
front.
off.
Yeah, broke.
Probably from hitting the tree stump from where he was cutting through.
You're probably right.
How do I get a cat? Oh, it's pretty. And I was up there. Yeah. Can I get down to the wheel? No, I cannot.
I think he's going to kill us
Oh,
here.
there we
Yeah,
go.
there we go. 3 wheels on the back underneath the
That's
barrier.
painful.
There you go, it's completely gone.
Oh dear.
Dark days for Dark Thunder Racing coming into the final 10 minutes of this race.
Absolutely.
Well,
right,
there's no silver lining behind that dark thundercloud.
Nice.
Here we go. We're just waiting for James to get his in.
What? Steady.
All right, we'll get there. We got 10 minutes.
Right,
Leg on, leg on.
Very Parfit-esque.
Thank you, Ben. Dan Kirby, Troy Uyan. Dan was 3 seconds, is now 1.3. So Troy is literally chasing Dan Kirby like an absolute trooper. To be blatantly honest with you here as well. Oh, well, he was.
You big air there. But in those kind of situations when all 4 wheels are in the air, I think the first reaction is, don't keep the throttle pinned down, because the minute you do that, it will spin up the rears and spin you around very, very quickly. We just had a brief yellow out in sector 3.
Norm Graf.
Oh, Norm's taking his joker laps again, is he?
Yeah, he's done something here as well. Find that helicopter camera just had a bit ago in the other car, but it's in the same place. Can we have a chat about the cameras first?
Oh no, Troy, no!
Troy Uyen's gone around.
Ah, man, perfect. On
Pushing
board.
too hard there.
Yeah. And that may have just saved Kirby for the last 9 minutes. He's got 9 seconds. Yeah, done. But does look like Kirby may have been struggling with that Ferrari anyway, so that gap may come down. If it does come down, it's got to come down at an absolute rapid rate of knots. So there we go. Reyes out in front of Hypercar and 1 lap ahead of Norm Graf, who's got 17 seconds to Lanny Hall. King leading LMP2s. He's got 30 seconds to Michael Locke with JT Tammy 1 lap behind that. McQuarrie leading GT3 AM. But I have a funny feeling there is a pit stop somewhere. Either that or McQuarrie's just done a great job on saving fuel. Because Ibbotson has managed to lose the lead, which, then again, do you know what? That hasn't surprised me. Because McQuarrie has done that in the last, I don't know, set of races that I've watched with CMS. He sneaked his way up to the front, Ross, hasn't he? He did it Saturday. He did it the modern.
Yes, he has been
He
pretty strong
ninjas
about
himself,
that.
doesn't he?
But I'm
Ninja.
wondering if,
Yeah.
look at that car is definitely hurting just a little bit. But I'm wondering if some of that is because of some of the cycling. Although Ibbotson, I've kind of been missing out because I've been watching what's been going on in front of us. I wanted to see, first of all, like what the pit stop timings for Kirby and Uyan were, because if they didn't take tires, that might explain why they're kind of slipping around as much as they were. But Alexander McQuarrie being able to sneak up through just for that gap, that tells me either something major happened to Ibbotson or he took his pit stop.
Well, just to update you guys on the sector times between Paul Ibbotson and Alexander McQuarrie. Well, Paul took 1.3 seconds out of Alexander on the opening sector, then a further 0.8 in sector 2. So that gap is going to come down, and it's also going to come down to the traffic situation between the pair of them as well. Like if they're getting caught by other vehicles like hypercars or LMP2s, then that will impede them to an extent. But
Oh, sorry, he took an early one. He went in at 40, then instead of going in at 120, he went in at 107, hour and 7 minutes into the race, and he's out again. Ibbotson went in on 38, then went in on 115, an hour and 15. Sorry, this is in times. So they've both done the same amount of stops, but the way it's worked out for McQuarrie is his has just been timed, I guess. I don't really know how he's ninja'd himself to the front there, I've got to be honest, but he's done it again for Alexander McQuarrie. He's kind of just slipped in there.
I don't think he took tires. He would have had to do something to shave off some time.
He had like 20-second gap, Ibbotson, at one point.
yeah, well, it may have also been with that shorter stop that McQuarrie wouldn't have put so much fuel in. So to maybe make the second stint the quicker stint, possibly. Because, you know, we all know that with less fuel in the car's going to be a little bit more compliant around the circuit, as in, you know, trying to be a little bit faster and carry a few more miles an hour into each respective corner. But also on the strategy call, you know, McQuarrie would not be hemorrhaging so much time, because if you fill the tank up, I mean, now Ibbotson is 8.1 seconds behind him. He's taken 0.8 out in the first sector, but then lost 2.5 in the second sector. So it is that pendulum swing up and down again. And I think, like you said, JP, Alexander McQuarrie has been like the silent ninja assassin. He's done that. He's done that really, really big undercut strategy, where he's put that into a potential victory on the cards, but even with 5 minutes on the course left to go until the end of this season, Alexander McQuarrie is, you know, if he caps this off with one of the best strategy calls we've seen for a very, very long time, especially here at VIR, he's made sure that he's secured the title over Stephen Miller, and more importantly, with a race victory.
And that's the thing, if he's managed to do that, I don't know if that's more upsetting for Paul Livingston than it is for Stephen Miller, because Stephen kind of threw his away on his own. No offense, Steve. And obviously Paul Livingston has had one of the most flawless races we've seen, and ends up losing out right at the end. Do you see how that could be a bit of a kick in the teeth for him? You know what I mean? So,
Well, that isn't stopping Paul Ibbotson from trying to close that gap down. It's now down to about 6 seconds. Took, oh, crikey, that was well over. I think it was about 1.4 seconds in the opening sector. Now over half a second in sector 2, and that gap is now closing with 3 minutes and 3 3/4 minutes left to go. Alexander McQuarrie's last lap time 1:46.695. We're just waiting for Paul Ibbotson, 1:43.9, and that gap is now down. That's the new best lap time in the LMGT3s, I think, overall. And
is he going to have enough time? He ain't going to have enough time.
No, it's going to come. It's basically Alexander McQuarrie's race to lose. If Alexander makes a mistake. But the way that Paul has just taken, what was that? That was 2.7 seconds he took out of him. It could be marginal, but and another 1.3 seconds. So Paul Ibbotson in that first sector is wicked quick at the moment. He just did a high 34.5. Alexander McQuarrie high 35.8.
Saying about Olivier Gervais, I think he's just gone off the side of the circuit there. Just saw that big puff of smoke in front of us. 4.3 seconds.
It's going to be tight. It is going to be tight, but
Very.
I've got to be honest, though. No offense, Alex, you may have pulled out a wicked strategy and you're at the front. Faultless, perfect race from Paul Ibbotson. And deserves the win for my eyes.
I mean, if he had another 5 minutes, then yes, you would say that Paul Ibbotson has every single opportunity. He hasn't closed so much in the second sector with a 39.6 and a 39.
High speed area, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the high speed areas where Ibbotson. Yeah, as we've discussed already.
The Porsche's rubbish. But it should be.
Still didn't stop him from taking. Yeah, still didn't. That's another new fastest lap in GT3s overall. 1:43.846. Yeah, so another 2.1 seconds taken out.
They're gonna get one and one more here. Oh,
who's just gone up? Was that
I think
Lanny Hall?
Lanny Hall, yeah. Kirby's over the line now. Doing what?
So this is going to be So this is going to be the last lap.
No,
we're doing 1:36s.
If close is a word, this is going to be it, because he crossed the line at about 1:31, 1:32 to go.
Okay, gap to McQuarrie from Ibbotson is now 2.5 seconds. This is going to be.
Where are they on the racetrack? They should.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see whether or not this man is going to get them before the end.
I don't think so. No. McQuarrie's got Gervais right in front of him. This could be the opportunity that Paul Ibbotson needs, because he did get a little bit compromised, did McQuarrie. And the gap now, McQuarrie's just got to keep it on the black stuff. Ibbotson now finds himself behind, I think, who's that in front? Lanny Hall, who went off track behind him just a minute ago.
2.3.
And that gap is closing, so Kirby is. Yeah. So Dan Kirby.
6.
This is going to be so close. So he's going to go across to the line. He's going to flash the lights because it is going to be 0 on the clock. And Dan Kirby does take the checkered. So Ibbotson is 1.7 seconds. This is the last lap for them. So Daniel Kirby will take the win in Hypercar in the 499P. Eric Jacobs takes LMGT3 victory. Ryan Pulbert Reyes is going to win now in Hypercar AM. Alec King has already taken his 9th win of the season. That's it for him. But Paul Ibbotson and Alexander McQuarrie, they are 1.3 seconds behind. And it is this last sector. Lanny Hall.
Lanny, get out of the way!
Again.
Get out of the way!
Lanny Hall just gets.
Just don't get out of the way!
Oh, Paul Ibbotson is going to be spitting feathers after that. As now it's 1.7 seconds, and he now knows it's out. It's out of the question now.
Just saying that, the way Lanny Hall's just kind of driven then, I wouldn't be surprised if he took McQuarrie out going through the snake.
Well, he's getting in front of him, and
well, that's going to help Ibbotson, but probably not enough coming into the end here, unless there's a big mistake.
No. I mean, it's gonna come down to it. I mean, look, the gap is shrinking, but it is going to be Alexander McQuarrie that is going to take the LMGT3 AM win and overall and take the title at the same point. And Paul Ibbotson,
he's going to be gutted.
He's going to be absolute. I would be, if I was in Paul Ibbotson's shoes right now, guys, I would be absolutely spitting feathers at what has just happened. But
he's either going to sit there and be like, fair play, or he'll sit there and just be like, ah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ross, how would you feel after that?
Well, I would be the same way, you know, if I saw a race win just slip away like that. But knowing Paul, I'm sure he'll probably be like, oh, darn. And then, you know, say that was overall a good race. But I mean, great work by Alexander McQuarrie to be able to snipe that through using strategy and a little bit of car placement. That's it's really impressive.
Okay, here's the results.
So, well, let's have a look at the results of the 11th and final round of the NARS Virtual Modern Sports Car Championship. And it is Daniel Kirby in the Ferrari 499P that takes the win after 57 laps, finishing ahead of Troy Uyen. Johnny Gutierrez rounds out the top 3. Good way for the Bad Day Racing Peugeot 9X8 to finish the season. And what a Hypercar AM debut. Ryan Pulbert Reyes at one point was running in the top 3, finishes 4th overall in Hypercar AM and takes the victory there. Jerry Chen in 5th, ahead of Alec King, who rounds off his title in LMP2 with a 9th win this season, ahead of Michael Locke. Norm Graff and Lanny Hall round out the top 3 in the Hypercar AM, with Gilles Lalonde rounding out the top 10 overall. JT Tammy finishes P11, ahead of John Mayer, with Alexander McQuarrie not only winning in LMGT3 AM, winning GT3 overall, and with it takes the AM title. Paul Ibbotson, Eric Jacobs, James Bowders, Max Dunlap, Alan Holden, Olivier Gervais, and Stephen Miller round out your overall top 20. Matthew Overton finishes 11 laps down off of the leaders and is the last classified driver in 21st. And we did have 3 DNFs: Brian Hall, Tom Nacella, and Adrian Rice. And, well, gents, a very, very topsy-turvy roller coaster ride here at VIR for the final round of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a lot of people waiting in for interviews. Not quite sure what we've got. Oh, yeah, 5. Grab, who would you like, Alex?
Well, first of all, let's go to Alexander McQuarrie, actually, who becomes our LMGT3 AM title winner. And with that, also takes LMGT3 AM. Alexander, welcome into the post-race interview show. Firstly, congratulations on what was a very, very close race between you and Paul Ibbotson. But with that, you also become our LMGT3 AM champion for 2025. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So it got a bit down to the wire, didn't it, in the last few laps?
It sure did. I mean, Paul is super fast. I mean, I undercut him, you know, and I was like, I had enough lead. I'm like, you know what? I think I can pull this out. And every lap he was closing in. By the time he got to the last lap, he was, I don't know, about second and a half behind me. I mean, I got lucky to hold off for sure. He's super fast.
But I think that undercut strategy that you pulled on him was a masterstroke because, I mean, yeah, he got really, really close. I mean, obviously with Lanny Hall's movements, I think, you know, going on and off the track, that kind of saved your bacon a little bit there as well, didn't it?
It totally did. I was watching the mirror. I'm like, all right, Hypercar, hold him up. So he definitely his off track antics kind of helped me out for sure. It would have been even closer.
But now, of course, title for LMGT3 AM, you must be feeling on cloud nine after such a lot of hard work this season because it hasn't been an easy one for you.
Oh, it has not. I mean, I was focused on that. Like, my middle name is like blown motor. I mean, like I've blown like between Saturday and Thursdays, probably like 5-6 motors. So I came into this race two points behind the championship leader. And I was like, all right, I just need to finish in front of him. Don't do anything stupid. So for the most part, I thought I didn't take too many chances today. So it worked out in the end.
Well, congratulations, well done on a great way to bookend the end of the 2025 season as our LMGT3 AM race winner. You also won overall in LMGT3 and also our champion in the AM class. Anyone you'd like to thank before we let you go, Alex?
You know, my one and only, my girlfriend Lori. She is, you know, I have her on the calendar, my race calendar, and I'm like, she allows me to do this stuff. Really appreciative of her. So, and also you guys. I mean, you know, George, Matt, you know, CMS. You guys are awesome, dude. You guys make this very enjoyable. And I show the replays to everybody, and they love the commentary, the color commentary. They love it. So, thanks, you guys.
Well, congratulations, Alex. Enjoy Thanksgiving and the festive holidays, and we look forward to catching up with you at some time soon.
Thank you, guys. Good night.
So, big thank you to Alex McQuarrie there. Let's have a chat with, next of all, I think we have got, who have you brought in, JP? There we go. Eric Jacobs for LMGT3 in the Aston Martin. Another win to bookend the season, my friend. How are you feeling after that one?
You know, I don't understand what happened. I normally am not even in the running for first, many seconds behind, and somehow I kept questioning myself. I'm like, oh, he must be doing a fuel strategy. He must be doing something, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, and that helps you a little bit in terms of the title side of things on that. That might put you provisionally top 3. But still, it was a great battle between you and Alan for the majority of the race. I mean, there's definitely a pendulum swing between you both.
It was very exciting. We had a huge speed differential through the S's on the back portion of the track, and I just there's not a lot of room to pass, and there's lots of places for it to go wrong, and so I just had to bide my time, and it fortunately seems like it worked out in the pits, maybe. So I don't know, but I'm very happy.
Well, congratulations on the win to conclude the LMGT3 season for 2025. Before we let you go, Eric,
Thank you.
Anyone you'd like to thank?
Definitely need to thank my wife as always, but also our new baby, which is part of the reason I missed the middle of the season.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to you both, and we look forward to catching up with you very, very soon, Eric. Congratulations on the win
next season.
Okay, next up, let's go to our LMP2 winner. Well, 9 wins this season. Alec King has been the tour de force in LMP2. Alec, good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen. How are you doing?
All good. Well, another win, and you know, you've pretty much wrapped up the title in LMP2. It's been a dominant display, but even you weren't without your faults tonight. Let's be completely honest, sir.
Yeah, I had the one little get off, just kind of had a brain fart going up to Oak Tree, but we were able to recover and bring it back. But you know, this race was treacherous for everybody. JT, my teammate, you know, he's been the most consistent driver all year, and he had his own little incident. So it definitely was tricky out there, but you know, it all kind of came together. Really excited with the finish and to cap off the year with a win and win the championship. So couldn't be more excited.
Yeah, and also I think with regards to the team as well, have also secured the team's title as well. So that's been a lot of hard work behind the scenes as well, I trust.
Yeah, no, it has. JT and I have worked together a lot this year, you know, and we kind of came into this, and that was our goal, was to try to win the team's championship. That's why we kind of partnered up together. So pretty cool for him and I to go 1-2 in the championship and win the team's championship, and then also go 1-2 in the Groove Consistency Championship. So pretty much wrapped up everything that we could this year, and kind of a great way to cap it off. So really happy with how everything finished. I'll go ahead and kind of say it. Not sure if I will be back here next year. Real life racing is kind of kicked off, and it's looking like it'll going to be even more of an investment with time come next year. So I'll try and see how many rounds I can make, but I think this was kind of my last full season running with everybody.
Well, nevertheless, even if it might be sporadic appearances next season, it's been a pleasure having you with us for the 2025 campaign. Before we let you go, anyone you'd like to thank in particular?
Just want to thank everyone at Champion Sim Racing, everyone at Storm Gang Simulation, you guys with JPB for broadcasting all these races. Just the whole community that we've had here. I've got to make a lot of friendships, meet some really cool people, and definitely have had an amazing time with everyone. So just thank you to everyone. Thank you to JT for being my teammate all year. All the Shade Tree Motorsports guys, my family for watching all these and supporting my sim racing and real life racing, and just everybody involved to make this whole little league happen. I've really enjoyed my time here, and I've had a blast.
Brilliant. Alec King, thank you so much for your time as always, and we look forward to catching up you at sporadic times next season.
Thank you, guys. You have a good one.
Okay, our penultimate interview of the season. Well, we head to Hypercar Ram. Our LMGT3 title winner made the move up to the Porsche 963. Ryan Pulbert Reyes joins us. Ryan, what a hell of a hypercar debut! You were running in the top 3 for the majority of that race. You still brought it home in 4th. How are you feeling after that one?
I'm extremely tired. That was a big learning curve. The hypercar is a whole different level than the GT3 cars, so I was learning a lot while racing tonight.
Quick question: do you own a Porsche?
Soon.
Oh.
How did you know?
No. We were, the funny thing was, we were having a really interesting discussion, weren't we, JP?
Yeah, maybe.
No, but when's the new arrival due then?
When I win the lottery.
When you win the lottery. Okay, there we go. So it's work in progress then.
Yes.
No, but still, I mean, we saw that with regards to the car itself, we noticed that the ride height was a little bit higher on the front end to make the car a bit more compliant through the bumps and the undulation here. Did that really sort of help with regards to the soft setup of the car itself?
Yeah, I have to thank Jerry and Kirby for actually helping me out with that, because there's a lot more settings on this car, obviously, compared to the GT3. So trying to find the right balance with combination of like the high downforce on the hypers. I actually did those changes right before the flag drop. So adding a little bit of rake like that on the ride height, it helped out a lot of my lap times and consistency, and especially the tire life. I thought I was gonna have to change tires, but I actually went through the whole race without switching any tires. So pretty proud of that.
Well, congratulations on taking your maiden victory in Hypercar Ram, and also for wrapping up the LMGT3 title early, which gave you an opportunity to sample the 963. Before we let you go, anyone you'd like to thank?
Just my friends, my teammates throughout the season, Mac and Alex, who I think he won the GT3 AM championship by like 1 or 2 points tonight. So congrats to him, and also especially Kirby for helping me through the past couple of weeks trying to figure out how to drive the Porsche and picking his brain with driving styles and setup and all that. So yeah, I appreciate them all.
Brilliant. Ryan, thank you so much for your time as always, and we look forward to catching up with you again soon.
Have a good night, guys.
And last but by no means least, the man that changes cars more than wallpaper, it's none other than Mr. Dan Kirby that joins us, hypercar winner in the Ferrari. Dan, that was not an easy one. We did see that you had your moments, didn't you?
Yeah, that was probably everything that could happen to me happened to me. I made mistakes. I got hit by someone that like completely blew the braking zone and had to drive with broken steering.
John Mayer.
Got screwed. Yeah.
I'm not
Got
expecting you
screwed
to
with
send
traffic a
him.
bunch too, but
Not expecting you to send him a Christmas card.
yeah, that was a little frustrating when it happened, but I don't know what happened to him, if he had like hardware for something, I don't know.
No, he just had a rubbish race, to be fair, mate.
Well, I mean, the only thing is that you had one of the biggest saves, I think, in the race as well. I think it was coming out of Oak Tree, and the car was completely sideways, and you managed to save it. That car was a bit of that I bet that was a bit of a you know, something had puckered up, and it was a Code Brown moment for you right then, because you thought you might have lost it.
Yeah, I already forgot about that. So much other crap happened. But yeah, luckily the Ferrari's 4-wheel drive, so I think I just like floored it and tried to get it to straighten itself. But yeah, that was a very difficult race.
But still, nevertheless, you came through with the win, so congratulations. I mean, we always have to hand it to you for deciding to change cars all the time, and then all of a sudden we get something different from your good self in ways of performances. But still, a win's a win, nevertheless, to bookend the season. Before we let you go, Dan, anyone you'd like to thank tonight?
Just the usual, everyone here at CMS and all the rest of the guys at SGS for giving us all these awesome cars to race with.
Well, well done on the W tonight, Dan, and we look forward to catching up with you again sometime soon.
Alrighty, thank you guys.
Well, that concludes all our post-race interviews. I mean, it's been a very, very long season, and just to think when we started on this trip, James and Ross, back at Daytona in late January, it's been a roller coaster, that's for sure, isn't it?
Go on, Ross.
100%. Yeah, it's I couldn't be more happy with the way that the season's been just overall. The driving's been great. There have been a couple incidents here or there, but overall, we've had ups and downs, lots of really close finishes, just seesaws and roundabouts throughout the entire championship. And it wrapped up a race early for most of these drivers, but we still had some great action coming down to the end. And overall, it's been great classic entertainment. And going into next year, I know that it's going to be even better for the NARS 2026 season.
I love the fact that you mentioned ups and downs, because one man that has had his ups and downs, and he's in the booth with us here this evening, he was the GT3 Pro pole position man. He had a stop and hold. He finished 11 laps down. He had more ups and downs than a roller coaster, and that is poor Mr. Matthew Overton. Maddie, I've got to do it quick, mate. What happened?
So going into the double right-hander there at Oak Tree, got a tag from JT as he was going around the outside, and that just sent me back. And then later on, I managed to bottom out the car going through the S's, and it just took me for a ride.
Absolutely.
But the car was great. I felt good. Got the pole for the pros, which was well behind the AMs, and really felt good in the race. So kind of a sad end for me, but as you guys have said already, what a great finish for the year. I am so pleased about the way everyone has come out through the year, battled hard, even when they're out of running, for something important, and just having a fabulous time. So it's been fabulous.
Absolutely. Maddie, really quickly, anyone you want to give a shout out to?
You guys, of course, for being here and doing the broadcast, and Alec King in particular for helping enable the broadcast all the way through the series. Had some people helping him, and of course CMS SGS for a great mod and looking towards using the 2026 next year.
Well, Alex, there you go, buddy. Perfect time to close it out.
Indeed. Thank you so much to everyone that has joined us on every single broadcast of the NARS Virtual Modern Sports Car Championship. Round 11 is done and dusted. 2025 is in the books. If you want to get involved, please don't forget to head to the respective links in the description down below on both the JP Broadcasting Network and also Champion Sim Racing on YouTube. You've been in the company of Alex Goldschmidt, James Parfitt and Ross Smith. This has been a JP Broadcasting Network production. And as always, race hard, race fair, and if in doubt, well, you better go flat out. Take care. Have a great Christmas. We'll see you next season.